If you chilling in the bed with nothing to do, get up. It's time for a night with New. Get up, get up, get up, get up, get up, get up. Oh, get up, get up, get up, get up, get up, get up. Oh. Well, thank you so much for tuning into my first official episode of Nights with New. I am so excited to do this. This is something that I've been wanting to do for quite some time, but I'm also extremely nervous. This is really just me sitting here by myself with my own mind and my own thoughts. I don't know how this gonna go. I just hope that everybody is thoroughly entertained, because that's what I'm here for. I'm here to entertain y'all. Possibly we might cry, y'all. We might learn some stuff. I might make y'all mad. Eventually y'all might piss me off too, but guess what? It's okay, because that's what families do, ain't that right? So like if this is your first time hearing this and you are now an official newbie, I want to see newbies all in the comments. Please make sure that you subscribe to my YouTube channel at Nueviation, Nueviation, and click that notification bell so that you can be notified every time Night with New is broadcasted. And this also will be streaming on all major podcasting platforms. So I am very much so excited for that. I've been working really hard. Tonight has kind of been rough. I am one of those types of girls that don't really like to ask for help. I feel like I know everything. Sometimes I feel like I can really just do everything on my own and figure everything out. And to be fair, a lot of the times I really do figure everything out on my own and don't need any help. But right now, your girl needs to help. I do not know what's going on with my microphone. While I was doing the sound checks and stuff for the podcast, y'all, I sound checked multiple times. And the sound was great at one point, then the sound was muffled at another point, and then it was echoing at one point, and then it was also had a lot of feedback. So I don't know what's going on. So I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to stick to what I know for now. So what I'm probably going to eventually do is just get another microphone like this and just do it that way instead of using this heavy machinery over here. Because, baby, I'm just a girl. I am just a girl. I am currently meatless. Some people like to say vegetarian. I don't necessarily consider myself a vegetarian as of right now, just because I feel like, no, I'm not eating meat currently, but I might start back. You never know. Like, I'm not necessarily committing to it. I'm not calling it a lifestyle change or anything like that for me. I also stopped drinking drinks. If y'all know, I love an ice cold pineapple fountain, baby. I really need to start taking control of my body. I really started swelling up a lot. A lot of my clothes was smothering me. I didn't like the way I was feeling in a lot of my clothing. And I needed to do something about it. That is not why I decided to stop eating meat. I don't think meat was the problem for that, in my opinion. But them drinks and stuff, baby, bye. Also, I still do realize that I am very much so addicted to some type of sugar or something. I do think that I have a unhealthy relationship with food. For reference, I don't smoke or drink or anything. And as far as advice, eating food is what I like to do. I do it for fun. Like when I want to go out, going out to me is finding somewhere to eat it. You know what I'm saying? Like if I'm feeling some type of way, what's going to make me better? Ooh, let's get some calories. If I'm bored, you know what? How am I going to entertain myself? Let me put some in my mouth and chew it real quick. Like that's just kind of how I am about food. And I really would like to get to the root of that and get away from it, because I'd be damn, y'all, if y'all see me sitting right here on the couch, but instead of it being New at Night's podcast is 600-pound lie. I don't want to do that. I really don't. Reason why I had decided to go meatless and stop eating meat is because for some reason I had started having allergic reactions to the meat. Don't know why. Hurt my soul, y'all, because you talking about love chicken. Girl, baby, bye. I love a chicken. It all started because I went to a Chinese restaurant one day. I had ordered some chicken wings and some fried rice. Now, for reference, I do have a serious shellfish allergy. So I ate the wings and the rice, and then I had an allergic reaction. So I had assumed that, okay, maybe something got cross-contaminated with some shrimp or something like that in the restaurant. I get it. Stuff happens, right? So I was just like, you know what, I'm gonna be cool on the Chinese place. I just won't go no more. That's chicken. That next day, I had decided to make some hungry man stew. I don't know what everybody else call it. Hungry man stew to me is, ground beef, a lot of different vegetables, potatoes, things like that. I just recently found out, I did not know this, that the difference between a stew and a soup is the fact that stew is gravy based. It's made with a gravy or with a roux. And soups are more broth based. I have always considered myself being a broth soup girl because I make my soups with broth. I make all of my soups with a gravy or a roux, wherever you from. It was considered gumbo. So I've been eating gumbo my whole life. I mean, not gumbo. I am so sorry. Stew. If it's with gravy, it's considered stew. If it's with a roux, it's considered a gumbo. That's the difference. I looked it up. I'm gonna be honest with you. In my opinion, if y'all want to fight and tussle about it in the comments, the difference between a roux and gravy is literally just where you from. It's the same thing. Okay? Also, the difference in the gumbo and stew is literally where you from. That's just a regional word. I looked it up. I had made some hungry man stew. Every time I was eating it, I noticed I started like getting rash going across my chest, rashes on my neck, rashes on my in my thighs and stuff. I'm like, what is going on? I'm talking about an itching bad. But I'm the type of person, I don't like to waste no food. The main reason why I don't like to waste food is because I just feel like, you know what? It's so many people in the world that don't get the opportunity to eat, and I've always been blessed to be able to have me some type of meal. I'm not gonna waste it, even if it's not good to me. When I had the Chinese food, it was chicken, but I had assumed that it got cross-contaminated with some shrimp. So then when I made hungry man stew, that's beef. I never really been much of a pork person. Don't like pork chops, stuff like that. I like a neck bone from time to time. I like the andouille sauce too. Oh my God, andouille sauce was so good. I used to love an Alfredo with an andouille sauce cut up in there. Some chicken and some andouille, baby. Ooh. But like outside of outside of those things, I really wasn't big on pork anyway. So me cutting pork out wasn't hard. Chicken was really the highlight of my day. Can't lie. Now, when it comes to like ground beef and stuff like that, I like rotel, I like tacos, I like hamburger patties and gravy. I learned that a lot of y'all like to call it Salisbury steaks. Okay. But I love hamburger patties and gravy. I love stuff like that. The last thing that I decided to cook, I had made some jerk chicken, and I had did a cabbage and stuff. And by that time, I'm like, you know what? I only cooked the chicken because I had it in my refrigerator. But I had already decided, like, you know what? I don't think I'm gonna eat no meat no more. Because, like, that hungry man stew just told me tender. Like, every time I ate it, about an hour or so later, I'm about to die. I jerked the chicken, made some cabbage. And I had already said that I was just gonna give the chicken away. But I was gonna eat just the cabbage. Ate the cabbage for maybe 2 or 3 days. That third day, I decided to take a little piece off of a piece of that jerk chicken. I'm talking about a piece was probably about this big, y'all. Broke out. Oh, my Shayla. Chicken is killing me, tearing me tender. So I decided not to eat it no more, y'all. And to be honest with you, as hard as I thought it would be, considering how much I love chicken, I love a hot wing. Hot wings see me, they pack up their bags and get the running. I'm talking about, I hate to see me coming because I am going to tear up a 10-piece hot lemon pepper. All drums. I've never been a flat girl. Now, will I eat a flat if you put it in my face? Yeah. But if I had the option, all drum. I'm not a vegan, so I still do eat dairy products. I still do consume eggs. I do eat beans. I eat, like I said, a lot of eggs. I eat a boiled egg. I eat beans, and I love nuts, cashews, almonds, Brazils, macadamias. I like a nut. I ain't gonna lie, a walnut. My least favorite nut, believe it or not, is the peanut. I eat a peanut, but I don't care for a peanut like that. But baby, a cashew, love it. I had stopped eating cashews for a while because I found out how they was harvested. And I felt like it was unjust and inhumane, and I really felt really sorry for those people. I kind of find out like cashew is more than a nut. It's really a fruit as a whole. But I don't know if it's poisonous or something. But like if you try to like handle the fruit or bite into the fruit or use your hands, it burns your skin. It like eats away at your skin. And so I cannot remember the country or the region that this was happening in, but a lot of those workers were like, older women, and they were harvesting these cashews from the fruit with their bare hands, y'all. How burnt their hands were and their fingertips, and a lot of them didn't have fingerprints anymore and stuff like that from harvesting and working with that poisonous fruit. That, like, I'm like, God, I cried when I first saw it. And so because of that, I'm like, you know what, I'll never buy a cashew again. That sounded good. That worked for about 6 months. Maybe it's like 6 or 7 months. And then I was in the store one day and I seen some coconut cashew. I love coconut. I love cashew. And they kind of had like pralined it up, like toffied it. And I ate them, and now they got me again. But it's good to sometimes know where things that you like to enjoy in your everyday life come from, because sometimes, like, if you have a conscience or you have any type of empathy for people, you'll probably start consuming those things once you know how they are obtained. I just relocated. I am now back in, I guess I consider it up north because I'm from the South, but I think they consider this the Midwest. Don't know. Packed up what I could into my truck and I drove 20 hours across the country to a new state, and really trying to change my life for the better, y'all. Like, I would love to buy a house. I'm going to start practicing like manifestation and stuff. I don't think I'm doing it right, to be honest. I said I was going to go to the bookstore and like purchase some books on how to manifest and things like that or whatnot. Hone in, into your power that you possess, because we are women, we are goddesses, we are Black women in that, and we all own and contain innate powers to be able to control the trajectory of our lives, y'all. I promise you that, like, we all contain it, and I believe Black people in general, like, contain. We are very, very powerful people. We are really strong beings, and like, do what you can to tap into who you are. Now is no better time than ever, to be honest with you, especially with the trajectory of the administration that we have, like the way that things are going with the country and the economy and who's running the country. Y'all, to be fair, the best thing to do with all of that, in my opinion, is to do nothing at all and literally like sit down and learn yourself and do some work on trying to figure out how to be the best version of you. And you should be doing it anyway. If you're already there, congratulations. I love that for you. And if you're not, it's okay. It's never too late to start, y'all. The hardest part is literally just starting. If it's any type of idea that you have, if it's any type of goal that you would like to reach and like to achieve, a lot of times we count ourselves out before we even try. A lot of times we allow our insecurities and our own doubt to cloud our mind. When it's something that you want to do, y'all, just get up and literally do it. Just try it. I just woke up one day, y'all, and decided, you know what, I'm finna move across country. And that's what I did. And all of this is gonna make sense one day. Don't limit yourself. Don't count yourself out about anything, okay? The only limitations that we have in this world is us, because your life literally belongs to you. And if I'm wrong, I'll correct myself once I know better, but this is what I think and believe and know to be true as today. I'm still growing, I'm still developing. And I know that you are too. We can all do that together. A lot of people have been asking me how I feel now that I have gone meatless. I'm going to be completely honest. I feel absolutely no different. I don't feel any different. I personally don't see any changes. I have started going to the gym. I don't do anything extensive. I really want to do like some body recomposition. But I'm gonna need somebody to show me what to do with it, because prior to a month ago, I've never stepped foot in no gym, child. Ever since I've been out of school, and I graduated from high school. Like I told y'all, I'm 179 years old, so decades ago. Now I do get on the elliptical. That's the little bike thing. I'll do that for like 30 minutes, and then I'll hop on off. Sometimes I get on a treadmill. I just do that for 30 minutes too. I'm taking baby steps. I'm not finna overexert myself. I'm not gonna put more on me than I can bear, because that'll make me quit the elliptical. Just doing 30 minutes as opposed to walking an incline on a treadmill, I burn more calories on the elliptical. Earlier on my TikTok account, if you're not following me on TikTok, make sure you do that. It's the exact same as my YouTube channel, which is Nuebies. Once again, NueVANation. And I had posted a question, basically was asking like, how and when do you know that you're in a relationship with someone? I do know that everyone interprets relationships differently. And so what solidifies a relationship for you? Is it actions? Is it words? Is it both? One lady was saying that it's really based off actions. Actions speak louder than words for her. They do things and go out together and interact with each other and love on each other, and of course, boot knock and jam. And she's met his family and friends and things of that nature. What's understood does not have to be explained, and she knows for a fact that they are dating and she's his girlfriend. I beg to differ. Maybe I'm a hurt hoe. Maybe it's because I've been through some things, but I've been that girl that have been in situations that thought that the man that I was interacting with, based off of the things that he was doing, meant that he was also my boyfriend. But a lot of the times, they'll be your boyfriend, but you do not be their girlfriend. These are not facts. You have to, in my opinion, really sit down and have a conversation with a person and make sure that there is a clear and concise understanding on what's going on. Like, hey, what this is, because I know like you've been bouncing on my back for a number of months. Yeah, I done met your kids, or yeah, I done met your parents, your family, and your homeboys and things of that nature. But you might be paying a couple of my bills. You might be doing this, you might be doing that. But like, what's going on? Like, where do you see us going? What's your plans? What are your actual intentions with me? Because sometimes you could really be all in with a person, thinking that that's your man, based off of what he's doing. And then to him, you just a cool friend. Once again, I might just be a hurt bitch. I'm speaking from experience. I actually dealt with a guy for 3 years. How we first initially met, I had this client. He was a lot client of mine. He was always very quiet, very reserved, and respectful, to say the least. A year into me doing his hair, this particular day he was real chatty, kind of chipper, like telling jokes, and the vibe was weird. I ain't gonna lie, but he's like 6'4", dark skinned. Of course, he had locks. At the time when I first started doing his hair, his locks may have been like shoulder length. Like a little longer than his shoulders. Very, very nice teeth, pretty smile. But the way it was something about the way he talked. Like he had this little drawl about himself. And y'all know I'm a country girl myself. I am from Alabama, and to other people I do have a drawl too. But that man, it was so it was just some type of way, the way that man used to say his words that used to just encapsulate me. I can't lie. However, come on, I always kept things G. I kept things professional. And I never showed any type of interest in any of my male clients or anything like that. This particular day, he decided, he chatting, he telling a little jokes, he throwing out little stuff here and there, you know. And long story short, I ended up finishing his hair. He looked in the mirror, he was just like, I was like, you like that? And he was like, yeah, you know, I do. So, like, you know what? I look good. You look good. We might as well, like, go out today. It's this event going on, you know, a couple of cities over. Like, let's pull up. Mind you, I had never disclosed to him that I was a trans woman. Now, before y'all attack me for that, I am one of the types that do believe that there's really no reason to disclose that in any other type of situation other than a situation where y'all about to be intimate with each other. That's just how I feel. If you know that you're coming to me because I'm doing your hair or I'm cooking your food or I'm servicing you in any other types of ways, I really don't see the need in you knowing that about me. That's technically, in my opinion, my personal business. I was nervous to accept the invitation to go out with him. So I declined. I'm like, hey, you know, I can't. I got other clients, which was that was true. I was like, I got other clients to do today. It's going to be a long day. I'm going to be late. You know, it's going to be a late night. I was just throwing out different excuses on why I wasn't going to be able to go out. So he was like, you know, okay, that's fine. You know, would it be inappropriate for me to ask you, like, if I can text you then and we can actually, like, have a little more conversation, because I think maybe you're just not comfortable going out with me. I was like, you know, yeah, that's fine. Having extracurricular communications outside of him wanting and needing his hair to be done. And very cool guy, very chill. About 2, maybe 3 days in, I ended up letting him know, like, hey, I got something to tell you. I'm a new girl. New girls is what I call it. Like, when I say new girls, I'm referring to trans women, okay? I was like, yeah, I'm a new girl. Y'all, he didn't make no big deal about it. He didn't even really respond. Like, basically, I'm going to be generic about the conversation. Like, let's say, for instance, he was like, hey, do you want to go out for snow cones? And I said, hey, I need to tell you something. I'm a trans woman. And then he replied and was like, okay, so what flavor snow cones you want? Green apple or watermelon? That's kind of like how he handled it. But listen, I loved it about him. We're always texting. We were always talking on the phone. At the time, he was working at this warehouse that built cabinets. And so the job that he worked at was like an hour and a half away from him. Because, mind you, like I said, we live in small city, small town, Alabama. So he would be at home preparing and getting ready for work. I would talk to him the whole time he's getting ready for work. I would talk to him the entire time he's driving and headed to work. I would talk to him all the way up until he hits that clock. And then the minute he hits that clock, once he clocks out for break, he's calling me again and we're talking the entire break. From the time he clocks out, he'll call me. We would talk on the phone all the way up until he got home. When he got home, we would talk, because as soon as he would walk in the house, he would roll him up some tea leaves, handle that real quick. He might play the game for a little spell, give him a little taste of food. And then after that, he'll be like, you know, all right, Nunu, baby, I'm about to go to sleep. And then we would get off the phone and we would do that all over again. And then every time he was off, he was either at my place or I was at his place, or we were going somewhere, or we were doing something. Also, for reference, this was very much so early on into my walking womanhood. And at the time, my self-worth was a lot lower and my confidence was a lot lower than what it is now. I had only had interactions with men who were ashamed to be outside with me in public and people seeing them with me and things like that. So just something as small as this man would go into the grocery store with me in any city made me instantly fall in love with him. I know. The bar was set extremely low for me at that point, but that's because I had low self-worth as well. That's a lesson if you paid attention to it. That's a lesson. When I tell y'all a man, I'm talking about if there were times where frogs was in my house, lizards was on my door, that man coming. There were times when something tore up or was messed up in my house and he could come and figure it out and fix it. There were times issues happened in my car and that man could come and handle it and fix it for me. Anytime I would call him though, it didn't matter what he was doing, he would come running for me. I also loved and cherished and adored that about him as well. Something ended up transpiring to where I ended up having and wanting to relocate. I might talk about that another time. You know, this my man at this point. I'm telling him everything. I'm like, you know, baby, like they doing this and this is happening and that is happening. And I'm going through this and I'm going through that. And he like, man, mama, look, you pack your come on up here and move up here. You need to be close to me anyway. I'm tired of driving 45 minutes to an hour every time I want to see my baby anyway. Like, you need to just go on and come on up here. And, you know, trying to selling me the area like, yeah, you come here, you're going to be like this and you're going to be like that and we're going to do this and we're going to do that, you know. And he did that for like maybe 6 months. And then after 6 months of it, I finally like succumbed to it. However, my mama might have raised the food on accident, but she ain't raised no damn food. So even though that man wanted me to come move to his city and move in with him and you know, and stuff like that, I still chose to get my own place. When it was time for me to get ready to move, that man had rented a U-Haul for me, pulled up, you know, uninstalled my stove and my refrigerators and my washing machine and dryer for me, loaded everything on that truck by himself. That man loaded my entire house into that U-Haul by himself, drove it to my new place, unloaded it, put shit in my house. I'm talking about a man, y'all. The minute I moved to that city, that's when his script flipped on me a little bit, right? Responding to text messages slowly, not answering the phone all the time no more, not talking to me as much as we used to. The same way my life had changed at that point because I relocated to a new city. His life had also changed. Y'all remember I told y'all that he was working at a warehouse or a plant that created like cabinets. That business had went totally bankrupt at that moment for whatever reason, and they let everybody go. So now he was without a job, and so he was moving in survival mode and stuff like that. You know, he out there cutting grass and he installing radios in people's car, and he, you know, putting alternators and doing tune-ups and spark plugs and things like that. You know, he was out there still hustling to be able to make money. Because of that, I did give him some grace because I'm like, you know what? This man really out here trying to boom and thump a little bit out here in these streets so that he could be able to provide. But at the same time, I want your attention. I need your attention. I want you next to me, Dad. Like, what's going on? For whatever reason, he all of a sudden started getting a lot of business in the neighboring town that was like an hour away, which is one of the bigger cities in Alabama. He just kept going up there all the time, all of a sudden. And then that's when he started, like, you know, switching up. The jam sessions between me and him are hitting different. You know, like the yay one talking like we want. Like, you know, the kisses wasn't the same. Like, one day, I'm over his house. And I guess he thought that he had done, like, he was king yay and thought he just put the yay down. Like, I'm talking about just toe my back down because I went to sleep. I wake up to hear that this man was on the phone with a woman. I'm in the bed. He scooted over to the edge of the bed, kind of like laying on the, like sitting up on the corner of the bed. The girl on the phone is so loud that I can legibly hear her. I hear everything she's saying. Got a brand or idea that you want to have more traction to? Gone and book with New. Email me at nightswithnue@gmail.com. Doesn't matter what you got going on. If you sell soap, if you make socks, sell hair, whatever the case might be, go on and send it to me. And we can go from there, okay? Once again, that is nightswithnue@gmail.com. The only reason why I wasn't tripping is because I was laying there still pretending to be asleep. I wanted to see if she's calling him any like pet names, baby, honey, babe, anything like that. And I also wanted to see if he was going to be talking to her the same way that he talks to me, referring to her the same way he refers to me. And in his defense, he never did. What bothered me about all of this is the fact that it's like 2 o'clock in the morning. There is no reason why you should be having any type of extracurricular conversations with a woman 2-some o'clock in the morning. I'm sorry. So I allowed the conversation to go on for about 10 or 15 minutes. And also, to be honest with you, whoever the girl was, it sounded like something was going on with her car. And she was talking to him, asking him questions about the car. And he was like telling her this, that, and the third. My thing is still, there's no reason why you need your car at 2 o'clock in the morning. You could have had the conversation at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Couldn't take no more of that. So I pretended to woke up. I'm making a bunch of noise on the bed, rattling the bed. Then I go in the bathroom. I'm knocking stuff over, moving shit, jangling keys, slam the toilet seat down, turn the water on full blast, really just trying to make my presence known to that girl. It was like he didn't skip a beat, y'all. He didn't miss a beat. He did not flinch. He did not do anything like that. Once he realized that I hadn't woke up, I really would have thought that he would have got off the phone or something, but he didn't. It pissed me off. Can't lie. I was pissy about it. So because of that, I'm like, I'm gonna go. Y'all, I call myself trying to storm out and make a dramatic exit. I got my key, jangling my key, walking out the house, get in my car, crank up the car. Why is my driver seat tire flat? I'm talking about all the way flat. I got a portable tire inflator, the kind that you stick into the cigarette lighter. I get that. I'm trying to pump my tire. It blowed me because, like I said, I was trying to make a dramatic exit and head on to the house, and I just wasn't going to talk to him, let him know, like, I'm pissy about it. Because why you talking to somebody at 2 o'clock in the morning, especially while your old lady's in the bed? That is very disrespectful and rude. I'm finna go to my own house and lay in my own bed. Now you decide that you want to come outside and check on me. That blowed me. Because remember, when I woke up, he was already on the phone with old girl. Don't know how long they had even been on the phone. I laid there for like 10, maybe 15 minutes, right? You were still on the phone. Then I pretended to wake up, get up, got off the bed, used the bathroom, washed my hands. That's what, 5 minutes? You're still on the phone with her. And then I proceed to go outside and notice my tire is flat, pumps that up, which takes 10 to 15 minutes, and you're still on the phone with her? That's 30, 35, 40 minutes of you talking right there at 3 o'clock in the morning at this point. Yeah, I'm blowed. I'm real mad. I didn't say anything about the fact that I was upset because I see that he's talking to another woman while I'm in the bed asleep, But he was like, you about to go? I'm like, yeah, I'm finna go on and just go to my own house. I'm sleepy. I'm tired. And he was like, you could have slept here. You been sleeping here. I'm like, nah, I'm cool. And he was like, yeah, well, I'm finna go get me some rest too. I done had long day. I tried to get some sleep. Like I cuddled up next to you sleep, and then folk want to call my phone. That made me mad. I haven't asked you anything about your phone. Don't come out here trying to like bring up that phone, because you gon' piss me off. I'm finna go. He was like, all right, baby. And then he leans in to kiss me. If y'all know anything about me, I love to kiss. I used to say for a long time that I had a lip fetish. I don't think it's a fetish now. I just know that I do have an affinity for lips. Like, when I do see men, I don't necessarily have a set definitive type, but there are a few things feature-wise that I do look at. I love a really, really nice set of thick, full lips on a black man, dimples, a nice, pretty smile. You know what I'm saying? Smell good, really good hygiene. I don't like to see long nails on a man. I don't like to see a man with dirt up under his nails at all. I don't like smelling any type of crazy body odors on you. I want you to smell clean and fresh. But I also don't like you to smell like you busted a bottle of cologne on open and then just rub every content of that bottle on you. I don't like that either. I don't like it to be aggressively strong. He leaned in to get ready to kiss me, and I went like that. I backed back. And I was just like, I fuck with you. Roll the window up. If you didn't think anything was wrong, Mr. Sir, you should have known then, because I've never turned down a kiss from you. I started off telling this story based off of the initial conversation about when and how will you know that you're in a relationship with somebody. I brought this story up to say this. It got to a point between me and him where I really felt like I had fallen in love with him. I had strong feelings for him, and I started like thinking and having visions of our futures together, and like, what life would be like if we were to actually stay together, and this, that, and the third, and get married, and all these delusions of grandeur with that man. I started expressing to him how I felt, telling him how I felt about him, and this, that, and the third. And a lot of his responses was very nonchalant, non-reactive, very much so dry responses and things like that. And a lot of the times it really would rub me the wrong way. He would rub me the wrong way based off of how he would react and respond to me professing how I feel about him or expressing my feelings to him. But it's like he always went out of his way to talk to me as well, though. You get what I'm saying? Every morning he's calling me, "Good morning, baby girl. How you doing?" Good. If he's not calling, he texts me, "Good morning, beautiful. Hey, I'm finna bring you something to eat." Like, he always did that. So I'm like, you know what? He do love me. He do love me. He always doing this. He always doing that. He always making sure I'm straight. Anytime I need him, he here. He fix my car. He do this. I'm saying all that to say his actions always showed me, based to me at the time, that this was my man and I was somebody that he cared about. He protected me. He made sure nobody messed with me. If I felt scared about whatever, he would come to wherever I'm at and hold me. And different things like this. So I'm like, yeah, this man love me and I love him. I love him real bad. So I finally ended up asking him, because I kind of was feeding him his compliments and telling him how I felt about him. It was true, and it was true feelings. It was like what I genuinely wanted to do and say and profess to him. But I also did want some type of reciprocation as well. I'm telling you how I feel about you because I would love for you to tell me how you feel about me. I felt like you're showing me how you feel about me, but you haven't said a word. So it's unclear. It's muddy over here. Ended up asking him, like, "Baby boy, like, what's going on with you? Like, you never tell me, like, what it is, like, what we got going on, or how you feel about me, or, like, where do you see us going," and things that, things of that nature. And that man proceeded to tell me, you're a real cool friend. I really, really enjoy your friendship. You're a cool friend to me. When I tell y'all, that crushed my spirit so bad. A cool friend. We literally had been, in my mind, together for 3 years at this point. I done did some stuff to really sit here and be closer to you. And we doing things. We are doing things together. I was very reserved at one point in my life. We doing stuff together. I have given my body to you. I have sat there and expressed myself to you in a lot of different ways that I never had with nobody else. And you my man to me. But to him, I was just a cool friend. That was his words. And so that's why I decided to throw that story out here, because I wanted y'all to know, like, I personally don't believe that it's safe for anybody to sit there and assume what y'all have going on. okay, based off of the actions. Sometimes, like, I need you personally to show me as well as tell me. If you telling me all of these good things and everything sounding good, but I don't see nothing, don't believe it. If you're showing me all of these things, but you're not saying anything, things are unclear. And I want to make sure so I can be able to know, I want to be able to know what's really going on so I can delegate my feelings properly, so I can know how I need to move and navigate whatever this situation is with you. And I do feel like that's how a lot of women, and some men too maybe, but I'm a woman, so I'm speaking from the experience of being a woman. That's how a lot of us end up in situations and in situationships and in things that we genuinely did not want to be in. I do think that this is how so many of us end up hardened and hurt and torn because we was moving and navigating in a situation with a man thinking that it was one thing and whole time it really was something else to him. Now, I do think since then, because this was many years ago. Y'all know I'm 179 years old. I have noticed a more common thing now when it comes to men. Men will look you dead in your face early on and tell you like, oh, you know, this just a jam thing. I just want to polish that gem. I'm not looking for anything serious. I don't want a relationship. They will tell you that, but then still do all of the things with you that people in relationships do. Ladies, if you know for a fact that you are dating with intentions and you are looking for a man and you're wanting to be in a relationship or you're wanting to be married, don't allow yourself to be trapped into something like that, thinking that you can change him. Because I think a lot of us women as a whole have been in those situations. I'ma just vibe them out. My vibe's so impeccable. My vibe's so immaculate. Like, you know what? Like, he gonna get with me and he gonna realize he love it here and he gonna stay with me and he gonna end up wanting to commit to me. No, believe that man. That man told you that that's not what he want. To be fair, I suggest you not even waste your time with him. There's always an exception to the rule, of course. There are people that probably started off being situationships and then they ended up being married 109 years. Congratulations to y'all. I love that for you. You don't put yourself in them types of situations. Save yourself to hurt. All women think that they can vibe a man out. All women think that their gym is better than the next. And you probably got impeccable gym. Very top grade. Top, 5-star gym. You know what I'm saying? Even if the man like come jamming with you and bouncing on your back, that's not going to make him commit to you, baby girl. That's not going to make him stay. Just because you have a baby for someone or with someone, that doesn't necessarily mean that that's going to make him stay and stuff as well. I'd like to hear y'all thoughts about that. Put it down in the comments so let me know like what you think about it. Also, if you have made it this far in the podcast so far, the first official episode of Nights with New, put Nuebies in the comments. Nuebies. Put Nuebies in the comments. I would love to see and love to know that y'all are watching this with me. It will really make my day to know. I think we're going to call this a night at this point. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to my official first episode of Nights with New. I really want to hear your thoughts and stuff like that. Like I said, in the comments below. If you have any anything that you would like to add, anything you would like to address, or if you also want to maybe become a sponsor, please hit me up at NightsWithNue@gmail.com. NightsWithNue@gmail.com. Thank y'all so much.